Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran, here with Yanzi Lynn, and we are going over some breaking news of new Fantastic Four listing of actors. But before we get into it, I do want to remind you guys, go over, check out Axcend on Nine Lives Comics and on Indiegogo. We appreciate your support. This is our crowdfunded superhero comic, video game inspired. I'm sure you'll love it. Pedro Pascal. We all know him. Mandalorian started off with a bang, and look, the Fantastic Four is Marvel's last hope, and I feel like it's really unfair to these characters to put the weight and the failure of the MCU all on this one IP that has all but been abandoned by Marvel Comics. They've not really put any talent or resources into Fantastic Four. They've kind of not propped these characters up, and now they're supposed to save them. Now, why did Marvel not do this? Marvel didn't do this. Disney really didn't do this because they were owned by Fox there for a while. Now that they have them back, well, now we care about them once again, and break glass in case of emergency. We'll get a team of 3 men and 1 woman, and we'll make it rain box office galore. But this is a misstep, I think. Pedro Pascal, I don't think he has the star power people think he does. What do you think, Yanzi?
Well, he was in that show Narcos, right? Where he got really, really popular. And then his next big hit, where people mainly know him for, is as the Mandalorian, which is very weird because you never see his face until the last episode. Now, there was some previous casting rumors. They even wanted Adam Driver playing the role of Reed Richards. And suddenly you play Pedro Pascal in that role. And all I'm thinking is, well, he's a much older gentleman. Does it mean that Sue is also going to be an older lady as well, considering that they have a romance going on? And it really makes me wonder who is going to play Sue Storm. But anyway, so this is pretty much going to be Disney's last hurrah, because even the mainstream news network is coming up with titles like how Disney can save the MCU. They think that it's at the point where the MCU needs salvation. It's not even like, well, what can we do to fix it? They'll be saved. So Bob Iger has suggested to focus on quality over quantity, suggesting the number of Marvel releases could shrink in the coming years. They always use the excuse of saying, yeah, because of COVID, everyone's stuck at home, so we're going to put all this stuff onto our streaming service and people can watch and they can get even more invested in the MCU. The big problem is, and a lot of people keep saying, no, it's not true, but it really is true. You must watch at least 15 hours of Disney Plus material just to really understand what is going on in the Marvels movie. And that's not including all the prior movies before that too.
Right. That is a lot of baggage. The other thing too is with Marvels is the name Marvels, the brand Marvels, and this thing being a huge turd, a huge flop, very damaging. Forget all the SJW stuff, forget all the woman empowerment stuff. Just pretend that the lowest earning movie for the Marvel universe is a movie called The Marvels. It's got a very bad odor, especially to stockholders, people who are investing money into Disney stock. It just, the Marvel brand, it's really damaged right now. I don't even think people really recognize how damaged this is. Now, obviously, Fantastic Four, if you're a comic fan like me, you really appreciate this team. You really appreciate the idea of the Fantastic Four, all the adventures they can have going into the negative verse, fighting Annihilus or something like that, Doctor Doom. But Fantastic Four has been plagued by multiple movies that never took off for Fox. Whether you like them or not, they've never hit. The Thing is a very merchandisable character. You should be able to sell tons of big thing, foam fist for kids to punch the dog with. But it just doesn't work. Now, can Disney make it work? I think Disney did make it work with the Invincibles. I think they did the superhero family team already, and it did work. But that was a different time. That was before SJWs played the superhero movies, before SJWs ruined everything in entertainment. Marvel obviously prepping up for the new wave. What do we got?
So Disney has actually registered several trademarks, and then it looks like they're actually dropping them. For example, they withdrew trademarks for Eternity Saga, Nomad, and Runaways New Era, i.e., those shows are pretty much cancelled. It seems like they're really going to say, let's pare it down to what they consider the core MCU characters. Runaways, it was a very popular comic book series when it first started out. But at the same time, it's like, it's kind of dated. The audience isn't really there for it anymore, and you want to shove them in. I don't think it's really going to work. So, because it looks like the MCU now is definitely on a downward trend, and we're seeing the box office on previous movies like Ant-Man 3 and all these other shows, it's definitely going to be heavily invested in movies like Deadpool, X-Men, and of course Fantastic Four going forward. So I do not know if they'll be able to even do their own version of the MCU and say, okay, well, let's close off the old phase 1 to phase 6 and do like a whole brand new MCU that's focused on Fantastic Four and X-Men.
If they do go into the Fantastic Four and X-Men, including Deadpool here, it's smart in a way, but you have to understand this isn't exactly going to be new rope. These are all basically the IPs that Fox had. That's the reason Disney bought Fox. You have to understand this was for X-Men and it was for Fantastic Four. Now, Fantastic Four is great, but the thing that was part of Fantastic Four are a couple of things under that umbrella, just like the X-Men umbrella, was Galactus and Silver Surfer. Now, Galactus meant a lot to Disney, and I actually think that's mainly why Disney bought Fox, was just so they would get this big new bad guy now that they were done with Thanos, and that would be Galactus, the biggest bad guy, really, for the MCU. I'm kind of curious about this because it makes sense to run these characters through the Disney filter and pretend they're new, but to the general population, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. It's hard to see a new Wolverine. Deadpool's popular. Fantastic Four, they've seen these movies from Fox and they didn't really like them. So now you're just going to brush them off and hand them another version of the same characters. Again, I'm not holding a lot of hope up for this saving the MCU. Guys, let me know below, what do you think? Also, again, please go check out Axcend. I'm going to leave you guys with a trailer for this smash hit comic, and we'll hit you guys again with another video.
I dream of a world carefully crafted, beautifully flawed. This is Axcend. In this game of life, there is one thing that determines a victor. A player's ability to grow. A player's ability to evolve. A player's ability to survive. My name is Dog. Choose to play. Choose to upgrade. Choose to level up. Choose to Axcend.